everybody, welcome along to JACKOCAR here for Season 2, Round 6. We're still at Silverstone, we're using a short track this time, a 100% race around the Silverstone short track. I'm the constant Owen Watt, with me is Jacko. Please don't rain!
Begging for no rain tonight. We had it last week, it's had its fun, but now we just want carnage in the dry, and I think we'll be happy. Well, I'll be happy, I know that.
I will too, because we had the charity race here last season. Fantastic event it was, you remember. We raced it with £700. It was fantastic stuff. We had all the celebrities and all that, and it was a dry race. It was a classic race. All sorts went on, and hoping for more of those shenanigans tonight. But it does sort of require the dry weather, because what we found out in the wet race last time was that if you get a safety car for pretty much anything, it'll just be a virtual safety car, and you get rid of it all too quickly, and also makes the Joker too OP. And listen, there's a lot of people who don't like the Joker, so we've got to make it. Got to balance this argument out a bit now. But anyway, we've got a full grid of blue this week. We've got Wace finally has his game installed. He's got 4 wheels on his wagon, hopefully. And
unlike last night in VSL where he had 3, some people might have been watching that one. Waze is in for Paul tonight. It's his first start since round 5 last season, which was Silverstone. And he's also running a Black Lives Matter and NHS hybrid livery, so we're excited to see that one.
Yeah, it should be interesting, this one. Looking forward to seeing what he does with it. This must be the first race I've commentated on properly for such a long time, because we just had, it was almost a running trend where anytime he raced, I just conveniently wasn't there. It's not like I've got anything against him, oh Christ, but it's raining heavily. This could be interesting.
Oh no.
No, I know I just said I didn't want this, but for the race, we can deal with it in qualifying though, because what this does is it fluctuates throughout the session. Obviously the rain gets heavier, lighter. Someone could do with showing us the weather forecast, because this could be a very interesting session.
Full wet and dry race. That makes no sense to me, just reading the chat. What's we find out from the guys? Dry race, okay. But a rainy qualifying. Once we wait for Waze to come out, the other reserve tonight is
lightning? Thunder and lightning at the end of qualifying. That's what we want to see. That means that the front runners are going to get the worst they're going to get the worst weather, and that means this grid. This grid's going to be interesting already. Thunder and lightning at the end of qualifying. That's effectively monsoon weather. I would always call it typhoon weather, but no one likes me calling it that. So that is the weather that we've been presented with. And indeed, oh my goodness me, 10 minutes into qualifying, we've got thunder and lightning. That's fantastic. I cannot wait for that. And our Joker, Mr. John, will like that too, because he's lowering his altitude. He'll get a higher grip position almost by default thanks to this, if he gets slapped invalidly.
Mr. John is a 10th driver out. He's actually a little thing on Mr. John. Recently been awarded the Tier 2 job for next season, alongside Khalifa.
Is no one going out yet? I've finally seen someone go out now. That's a bit late for Crazy Flying Rob, is it not?
Well, it should have been way
He's spun. Oh, he's nearly spun. He's just about saved it. I don't know what he's doing right now, but he's struggling already. This is full wet then for everyone, I'd imagine, but these laps are so important. Wace, I guess, might well have missed his slot then, or he's coming out now. Don't know what sort of penalty there is for missing your slot.
Quite severe.
Oh dear. Well, we can't even let him off as his first time, but that's a really unfortunate one for Wace there. And the problem is, we're going to have with this, is that they all go out at their normal, correct times. This is about a 50-second lap in the rain, and that means they'll all overlap with each other potentially. For example, we'll watch Crazy Flan Rock, because he's going to be into the pits. He's into the pits. He's abandoning his lap. He can't go back out again. Why has he done that?
Just trying to find out for you.
Interesting, that one, but you can see what it's going to be anyway, because there's a car coming out again. It's risky, and the idea is that they were potentially going to overlap at the start finish line. Wace is now retired. What is going on in this qualifying session? We've got all sorts, right? First two, we'll ignore them. They were the reserves anyway. Then they've got it completely wrong.
All attention to Risky then, who comes out now. Good timing. Risky, of course, this is only his 3rd race this season. He's been on a very long holiday down in Cornwall, I believe, so wonder what he can do.
Now, we know that, obviously, like I say, fidget and lap, and I was just going to try and make my point here, but it's difficult to. Depending on what time these guys leave the pit lane, there's a very good chance they will overlap at some point. You can see someone's coming out of the pits there, so they won't bother overlapping, but it'll happen at some point, and Risky's nearly spinning round. They're not even getting round to start their laps, and they're already struggling. This is going to be the most mixed up grid I think you've ever seen. Oh, look at him, Risky. This is his out lap, remember? Here he goes to start the thing. He's going to go into overtake mode, onto hot lap, sorry. Let's see what's going on here. This could be a very interesting onboard lap. Into turn 1. Keeps it on the road. Has to go very conservative. Stays in 7th. Means he doesn't go with any high res, which is a good idea. Now, the bump here is very difficult to get over. I've seen a lot of people bin it here. It's the most popular crash spot.
Don't turn left there.
Oh, yes, don't turn left
either.
Yes, and don't extend now. There's no white line, but you can extend there. And Risky is having a clean lap so far, thank goodness. Riley's starting his one now. We'll catch him later on, but through Stoke, Risky nearly lost it here in his out lap, nearly loses it on his proper lap. But it all looks relatively clean so far. And, well, we're nearly 5 minutes in already. So that means Thunder and Lightning's only about 5 minutes away if we're going to listen to the forecast. A very slidey end of the lap. A Risky Racer spins across the line with a 52.5.
And now Owen on to the birthday boy Riley. Turns 18 today. What can he do in that 27 car?
Well, let's hope it's something explosive in the right way, obviously. And he's got the stars and stripes, so we can count the stars as birthday stripes. Or not birthday stars, you know what I mean. Well, you don't really, but anyway. Through the final corner. Will Riley be able to put his car on to P1? He should do. It's looking much quicker than Risky, isn't it? It's about a second quicker. Over a second quicker, actually. Quicker by 1.3 seconds. And, well, you might get from the light later on, but the driver's general skill might still be the deciding factor. No, who's on a lap now? I think we've got TC on an out lap.
Yeah.
So we'll follow him round.
This is only his third race of the season as well.
Am I not allowed to say it's been a miserable start to the season? Because I said it last week and it wasn't really accurate. Oh, look, there's a Risky spin on his in lap. But yeah, okay, that's lag, is it? It's lag. Massive lag for me there. But he's starting his lap finally. I thought he was about to straight line the final chicane, but he didn't. But he had a bad time last night, didn't he? Because he was penalty city and then I believe he crashed, didn't he, TC?
Yes he did. Which is a shame because the other race which he competed in this season, which I believe was Baku, he had a strong finish. He was third on the podium then.
But remember, of course, all it takes is just one win to get into the playoffs, guaranteed. So, you could still get through even if you had a rough season. And a race like this could be where someone like TC's maybe struggling a little bit more than others in some areas. Could take a chance here. But here he comes. It's been a good first and second sector. As long as he can finish his lap off with some style, he should comfortably go P1 with this, but we'll see. Up to the line, he's got 51.2 to beat, and the purple sector's for line. Here you go second, a whole second off. Here's Clyde. He's also showing his purple, so I wonder if it's just doing that lovely timing glitch thing where I'll just show everyone his purple. Nobody likes it when it does that.
Cloud, by the way, is the first of 13 drivers in qualifying today who's taken part in every race this season.
He's still got a very nice livery indeed. Very much a big fan of that one. Like I said to you earlier, we're looking forward to seeing anyone's been able to complete all the series challenges and get that livery because it's a very nice livery. It's got lots of chrome on it. I know we've got a few that have the chrome, but we've got was it turn 1 by the way? That could be
Yuri.
Yeah. So his lap's ruined before it's even got underway. He can't do another one, obviously. He's screwed, but he's got to get to the end of it still. Because these conditions are only going to get worse. In fact, they've already got worse. This is almost monsoon already. And we're closing in on that lightning stage.
I think Riley could be looking at a pole here.
He could be, yeah.
Of course, Riley has the best qualifying of any Dutch driver ever. P4. Did that a few races ago, so P1 would certainly, better that. Yuri has to finish his lap.
Someone else could be on for pole. Bazza. I mean, if he nails a lap, it's pole, effectively. These conditions are really at the point now where the championship contenders are absolutely not enjoying this one bit.
I'm still watching Yuri.
Yeah, I can see on the map, it's not going well, is it? We'll see Baza cross past him, I'm sure, as Clyde now retires in the pit lane, doing the sensible thing. And Baza through Stowe, there is Yuri. Oh, Baza nearly spins it. Keeps it on the road, and these are absolutely monsoon. Now you can barely see a thing. Oh, I've never seen anything like this on this game.
This is fantastic.
And around the last corner, is he going to spin it across the line? Not quite. P4 though, could be where he starts. You just never know with these conditions. How's Mr. John getting along? The Joker man. He's done a very similar first sector to Baza. If he just keeps us on for the rest of the lap, no sliding about, it could still be a very representable time indeed. Through the middle sector, it's all looking pretty strong. But look, you can't see Stowe anymore. It's incredible. It's absolutely pouring it down with rain now. Look at on the camera, you can barely see where they're coming from or where they're going to. But still, Mr. John keeps it on the road. It's a good lap so far. And probably the last lap with these conditions being suitable. Can Mr. John stick this one way up the grid? Let's see where he goes.
Here he goes to the line. Mr. John.
P5, he's beaten Clyde. Not a bad lap.
Keep in mind, Owen, his best ever qualifying is only 15th.
I reckon he might have a chance of beating it today, because look at this for Connor. R.I.P. Whiteside, welcome Connor. Maybe not the welcome he was wanting, because look at the conditions he's having to deal with right now. He's just about keeping it on, but he's already 4/10 down in the first sector. What Mr. John just did. That's just through 2 corners.
Incredible. This rain definitely getting worse visibly, and I think the drivers have proven that now. I think the visibility is even worse now than what it was on the last lap with Mr. John. Yeah, it's out, heading down towards Stowe. Brakes a little earlier than usual. Levers the throttle through this corner. Just trying to keep to that drier line where possible. Final complex of corners coming up. Very difficult in the dry, even harder in the wet. Where will he go?
51.2 to beat, but he's going to get nowhere near that. Especially after that slide, he's qualifying last.
P7.
Here's Okeke now to start his one. Pretty much all these laps are probably best to be watched from on board right now, because I'm not even kidding, you can barely see anything on the cameras. It reminds me of an LR1 race a few years ago on F1 2018. It was China, and you couldn't see a thing. It was incredible. And this is pretty much the same in Silverstone right now. Also saw us at one hub in Silverstone on 2019, I remember. It bamboozled Austin quite a lot. But yeah, look at this. Okeke, it's undrivable. It's absolutely undrivable. All the championship contenders are still to go out. This is incredible stuff. I've never seen this in this quality format. This is where it can get shaken up. This is where some people might complain about it, but this is really where it shakes itself right up. Look at that for the off-board camera. It's just getting worse every lap.
What you got to think about, Owen, is you've got the better weather for the slower drivers, so technically it should even itself out as the faster drivers go out, but I think the weather is getting worse and the quality of the drivers are no KK.
That's going to be in the wall, but he's crossed the line anyway, but it's still one of the slowest times out there.
It's good enough. Camo Babo next.
Remember, we still got half the grid to go. This is incredible stuff. Apparently it was a middle sector that was purple for Camo Babo. I'm still wondering if I should believe that, but let's see.
When we come here last season for the charity race, the top 16 were within a second of each other.
That's not really nice, is it?
Nah.
Looking like a better lap here for Cam Babo than ones we've seen otherwise. It should be around 54s, and it is only 3 seconds off, which in these conditions isn't too bad. Who else is next? We've got Pete. Well, at least he can't make any excuses. He's got no excuses. He's invalidated. But he's got no. Well, there you go. Well, at least he has no excuses for it. He says he couldn't see the white line because it's not there. But he's
because he's on pad. What?
He's on pad. What? Nah. By the way, I was wondering why the flag was inverted, and in Codemaster's infinite wisdom, you can't actually put the real British flag on that. So sorry, it is inverted because it doesn't let you do it properly. Idiots at Codemasters. But Pete, not too happy. He'll still beat 3 people, but 3 people only. as Jordan Knight crosses the line to start his lap.
We'll get to see the whole lap here for Jordan. Slightly different livery to previous weeks. He's got a bit of blue on this one. Or no, he doesn't, because I think he forgot to change it. But he was advising me. Oh, there's blue on the helmet.
Yes, it's the blue on the helmet and the suit. And there's Dexter ahead. You can barely see him, but he is there. Reassuring. He's into the grass. That's not the best way of getting out of the way, but he has, I guess, got out of the way by whatever means necessary. And yeah, Waste, by the way, was saying in the chat, he did completely miss his slot. We noticed that. How do you miss it? You're the first slot. Oh well.
He was prepared.
He won't make that mistake again.
No.
But here comes Jordan. A good lap.
To the line.
Should be somewhere in the low 53s. P5.
That is a good lap.
That is a good lap. For these conditions. Let's see how Dexter gets on. Still running that fantastic livery. Love this one. Not that you can see it, but oh my goodness. It's just unbelievable. It's so treacherous. It's going way wide.
Dexter is one of these drivers who is not a fan of this qualifying system when it was introduced. We've not yet had it where it's been a problem yet with weather.
He's going to be last.
This is the first race. He's either going to be last or he might benefit from it as the weather gets ever worse.
Horrendous lap so far, I think. He's really struggled. Mind you, that could be what most of them are saying. I don't really know, but this one just looks particularly bad because he's running the no ABS look. And that's really messed a lot of his braking zones. This could be one of the worst times we've seen today, unfortunately.
As long as he qualifies.
Well, as long as he gets to the line, but he will be getting now the slowest of all the drivers by quite a long way by this time. It'll be about 6 seconds off nearly. 11th place. Here's J-Luke. Over a second quicker than we saw from Dexter in the first sector. That just shows a difference in these drivers' confidence. And then nearly about 3 seconds in the middle sector. So this is looking potentially at the top 5 if we can keep this up. Rail looks a bit lighter now, Jacko.
Yeah, I was going to say, J-Luke hasn't been on the podium since he won in Bahrain, so he needs something good here. Can he try and get the better of this weather as he comes through this final complex once again? Where will he go? Certainly looking a lot faster compared to a few of the more recent drivers we've seen. J-Luke, P2.
Yeah, this is ramping back up for the top guys again, so we thought it would shake it up for them. It did a bit, but it looks like they're still going to get a good track at the end of qualifying. Oh, but NK Bourne can't take advantage of it. He spins off. Oh my goodness. Talk about not taking advantage when it was going his way. He had a free opportunity since there were so many slow times out there, but now the track's improving. That's a big chance gone.
Yeah.
Arnold surely will make that same mistake.
He's got to finish the lap.
As he comes through the final corners to start his lap, and yeah, this is quickly becoming light rain now. So Arnold should, theoretically, have a chance of going top with this one, and Riley, well, we all thought he'd have a chance of pole with this one, and it suddenly doesn't look as good for him, but that's a corner cut, and Arnold's bottled it as well.
Wow.
We don't even need the conditions to mess up for them, they're doing it by themselves. Incredible. I can't believe it.
And what about our all-time records point scorer, Jamie Bromley, on his outlap here? He's one of 3 full-time drivers whose points tally this season compared to last season is positive compared to where they were after round 5. The other 2 are Yori and MK Bourne.
Can I just say this right now? Mr. John is guaranteed top 9 at the moment, unless MK Bourne somehow does a quick return in him, which isn't going to happen. Although he's going again, is he? Is MK1 going again, or is it just his in lap? He could probably go quicker on his in lap, frankly, but he won't.
This is crucial for Mr. John's Joker strategy as well.
Yeah.
He'll be having a nosebleed up there.
Well, he'd be absolutely loving this. He'd be hoping we get a few more mistakes on these top guys. He'd be currently P7. Riley currently still the provisional pole sitter. Oh, that's another one gone!
Oh.
And splinters in the wall! So Kyle now is the last hope of someone stealing pole position off Riley. I can't believe it.
Finish the lap, Jamie. Kyle's gone fastest in sector 1.
Can he keep it on the road?
Birthday.
Don't do it to him, but it might well do it to him. This is looking very good. Mind you, we said that for the last ones, and look what happened to them. as Kyle heads through the middle sector and through Stowe.
Championship contenders all bottling, apart from J-League so far.
All falling into Kyle's hands though as he comes through the Vale chicane and towards Club. Is this going to be pole position for Kyle? The man who dominates everywhere he goes. To the line! No! It's not pole. Riley's on pole on his birthday. Incredible.
Oh, fantastic. Just what we needed as well, a new pole sitter. Next thing we need is a new race winner. Mr. John starts P8.
He'll love that.
Awesome.
He'll absolutely love that. On his Joker strategy, he has by far his best ever qualifying session. But it is Riley on pole position. What a qualifying session we've just had. We had all the extremes of the weather there and driver error. That's why I like this quality system. It puts them under proper pressure. And that's what happens when it gets the better of some of them. So it's Riley on pole from J. Luke, Kyle, TC Risky, Baza Jordan, Mr. John on his Joker. Then Clyde, Camu, Babu, KK, Connor, Dexter, NK1, Splinter, Arnold, Pete, Wace, and Chris Van Rob with Yuri as well with no time. They'll all get to start on whatever tire they want, obviously, because it's going to be dry. And let me just defend myself. I did say I don't want it to be wet in the race, because that ruins it. But wet qualities, I'll have that every race of the season, thank you.
Another quick stat on Mr. John. Of all the full-time drivers, he is the only one who's never qualified in the top 10, so that stat has now corrected itself.
Right then. Let's see what we've got for... I mean, the dark clouds right, but from what we can hear, it's going to be a dry race. But we'll just wait and see. Obviously, like I say, they can choose whatever tires they want to go on to. The most interesting one out there, I guess, will be Mr. John. Theoretically, it should still be a medium to soft strategy. But we don't know. It's 100%. Maybe the tires do act differently, but we'll find out.
I was talking to him earlier, and I think medium soft is the way he was planning on going. Obviously, if you get an early safety car, he might fancy the hards to the end. It's a viable race tyre, not the best, but...
Let me just correct you there. When we get an early safety car.
Sorry.
Do you know, I watched the start here last...
It's a perfectly viable strategy.
Yeah, I watched the start here for I think it was PSG on Monday, and what happened was, one car got off the grid about 3 or 4 seconds before the rest of them, and what we do tend to see is there's a lot of creative, funny glitches on the start. We've probably seen them here as well, where some get off the line before others. I just hope the one thing we need from this is a clean start game. Give us that, yeah? Because if a grid that's exciting, just let them get all through turn 1. Let's see how they deal with this. The sort of slightly sad thing is that J-Luke and Cal are still up there. I would like to see those two back down a bit and really shake it up, but who knows, they could be the casualties maybe this week of a botched start. And yeah, most of the field on the sauce. Only people not on the sauce are Bassett, Mr. John, and Crazy Flying Rob. There's a few disqualifications already. I wonder if that's because they went the wrong way. And yeah, the formation is nearly over, isn't it? So it would catch a few out.
They won't do it twice, put it that way.
Oh, I hope not. That would be interesting. But anyway, let's have a quick look at Waste's livery, because we did say we're doing a Black Lives Matter NHS one, and well, we can't get a good view of it. Can we see it from the front? Thank you. Very nice. Loving that.
Good stuff from Waze. Just a shame he doesn't know when his qualifying slot was.
Yeah. So what is the penalty for that then? I guess the penalty is you don't get to do a lap.
It'll be obviously he's only reserved, so the next time he races, it'll be a qualifying ban outright.
So he loses 2 qualities for the price of 1 then. Poor Waste. Teaches him though. Know your slot.
Course, Crazy Flying Rob will have the same thing for going out too early. So both of those with qualifying bans in their next race.
Well, and like we say, formation lap, shortest of the season by far. Crazy Flying Rob's having issues, I believe. That could mess his start up. Hopefully it doesn't though. As Yuri parks it on his grid slot and wait for the lights in. Riley's on pole on his birthday. But let's see what he can do with it as the lights come on here in Silverstone. The British Grand Prix short edition. Is it away? Yes it is, and for once it's a clean start. But can Riley hold the lead? I don't think he can. We've got Jellic on the inside, straight through into the lead. Kyle didn't have as good a start, but he's certainly still there, trying to find a way through. But Riley as well, going for it still. But Kyle's all the way around the outside. Hopefully they all go the right way, because that could end quite badly if they don't. And I believe they've all got away well, but it is J-Luke who leads the race. But here comes Kyle, now having another go on Riley, and he should get way ahead before Stowe. We have got a car facing the wrong way round. I think it's Yuri, and potentially Pete was involved there as well. But Kyle up to second.
Good stuff, and also Mr. John retained position so far on this lap. I think it was Yuri who was spinning at the start of sector 2 there, as you mentioned, Owen.
Yeah, Pete's in the pits.
Yeah, good start from J-Luke. Good to see that.
Pete and Wayas into the pit lane, so I do wonder if there was some collisions with Yuri. DRS is not enabled, it's only lap 2. I know it says lap 3, but just ignore that for a bit. It will be lap 3 again on the next one, so no one's going to be using their ARS here, or DRS, don't worry. But yeah, Kyle had quite a big slide actually. I wonder if Riley fancies to try, but he's going to wait for now. It's a long race, isn't it? 52 laps. It will go by quite quickly though, but yeah.
I think,
look at these guys on the way in their pit stops. So just got to point this out, because they could get lapped if this happens on, say, a later lap. Maybe lap 1 they'll get away with it, but future laps they might have a chance of getting lapped. And speaking of being lapped, we have to bring it up. We didn't actually bring it up in qualifying, but Pete Knighton was not lapped last week. We suspected he wasn't, and he wasn't. But he might be lapped this week. Yeah. Sadly, he's also struggling with internet again by the looks of it. So he might not even make it.
Says he's moved his setup to downstairs next to the router, and it's made it worse.
Pete is not happy with Wace in the slightest, calling him a massive C. Well, let's see if Kyle now can get by J-Luke into Stowe corner. He's had a pretty explosive start, but I'm sure J-Luke won't just take this on sitting down. He's going to the outside line towards the Vale chicane. Would give him the inside for the second part, but it'd be a brave move if he can make it stick, especially with Kyle of his confidence. And Kyle does get ahead in the end and leads the British Grand Prix, the short edition.
Business as usual then.
Sadly, yes. Go on, Pete, get involved. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh dear. Maybe ask for some more rage messages potentially. But yeah, that means you'll not only get lapped when he comes back. That's the problem. He can't even come back, because at this rate he will get lapped. So his race is effectively as good as done. But his car doesn't ghost, does it?
No.
So that could make this
will stay
quite
solid.
difficult, because look how slow it is. Kyle navigates it well, as does J-Luke. Riley won't. Look, he's getting stuck behind him. And there's nothing he can do about this, nothing Pete can do about it. TC might fancy a look now as a result. And I think Arno was in for the pits as well, didn't get lapped either. But here comes TC, having to go on Riley, thanks to Pete sort of slowing Riley up a little bit. But he tries and doesn't get through.
What Risky's doing well up there, retaining position. And this is a race that is needed, really. As we have a yellow flag.
Clyde.
What's that for?
Clyde has gone off. He should come back on. It's in farm, I believe. And,
no damage.
Yeah, no damage. No harm done. Nearly hit by Yuri. They're side by side still, and that's a bit off the track. And he gets a penalty for it. As Yuri tries to come past. High ERS versus DRS. I wonder which one comes out on top. It's a DRS. Oh, Clyde. And they're still going for it though, actually. I was going to cut off that, but Yuri actually had a good exit. He's going around the outside, and Clyde's actually being displaced. So fair enough.
Good move from Yuri.
Yeah, Yuri kept it going, and he's got his reward for that. But now Clyde's coming back at him again. Good fighting here. But I do wonder if Clyde will just wait a minute on this one. He backs it right off. So,
of course, every position counts, but those from 16th down to 20th, they only get a single point. But of course, if it does ever come back to count back, 16th is better than 17th.
Mr. John has had 3 places taken off him on that straight. Currently 14th at the moment, but remember he is on the 1 stop, so as long as he just keeps his nose clean, as Risky gets past TC, then Mr. John should still be alright, because I mean, a pit stop here is effectively a lap you've lost, so really a joker here is actually potentially a master stroke, no matter where you are, because you could potentially lap the people you're trying to, you know, strategize against.
Yeah, look at Jordan. Nobody else picked it, to my surprise, but look at Jordan on TC to the inside in that yellow and black car. Into Stowe he goes. That's nice and easy for Jordan. Right up there again.
This
2 podiums in the last 2 weeks.
This undercut again though for TC. I've seen a few of them trying it, but it doesn't quite work for TC this time as it had worked for Yuri before. Down to P6. It's been a pretty dreadful lap that actually. He lost 2 positions in 1 lap. Now, Kyle and J-Luke, they are still in a DRS fight, and they have got Wace now ahead of them, who they're going to be lapping soon. Obviously Wace has got so little experience on this game still, so it will be quite difficult for him, I'd imagine.
Just about a week's worth of experience on this game.
They've still got a few more fights as well. There's Baza, who's the highest running medium runner at the moment on obviously the Ultra strategy. He's having a decent race so far. He has got OKK and NK Borno chasing him down, and then Spencer is passing Dexter. Obviously Spencer, one of the many drivers, are having to try and recover from their horrendous qualifying sessions. Oh, yellow flags. That's for Wace.
Ways, yeah, just touching on Baza. He's running at Nigel Mansell tribute this week. British car, British driver at a British track. That was his slogan.
Now the problem Wace has got here now is that his race is effectively over, because he's been lapped by most of the field now. And he's got to pit again with the front wing, so not going well. Here comes OKK though on Baza in his status GP colours. I wonder if he knows what that team is. I wonder if he actually made it off that team. He probably didn't, but I'll always call that anyway. I miss status GP. They have very nice colours, look like that, and they're nice. So I missed them because they were nice. Anyway, he needs to get by. Well, if we have a nice car.
Tyres,
It's on the better tires. He's also got NK Bourne right behind him. He probably wants to get this done before he gets done. As he goes round the outside, has to brake late, but doesn't do so, and that has NK Bourne past him.
Oh, and there's a tag. Good save from OKK. That could have been disaster.
Oh, wow, that could have been a collision, and it was twice actually with NK Bourne and Baza. Baza going past now into P8. It's been a good lap for him. Still at the front, it is still just about in DRS. It's going in and out really. OKK there's just got a penalty. Mr. Jones holding his own in the fight well, in P14 I should say right now, because all the other guys are either struggling or crashing. So right now he's got all the free air he needs. He's going to keep it on the road, because right now he's still net leader, effectively.
Yeah, absolutely. That's all he's got to do. He's got to stay within that window. This is, of course, safety car dependent, but as you say, in that window, stuff from Mr. John. Of course, his best result ever is that amazing P3 he got in Singapore last season. He'd love to replicate that once again, or something similar. Looking for a top 10.
Now, OKK there was trying to pass Baza, but then decided to turn his DRS off halfway down the straight. And didn't get it done as a result, which is a weird one. I wonder if that's actually gone and broken on him. That would be slightly irritating, but yeah, we'll find out on this lap. It just seems very odd if you're in a fight with someone that you're going to, you know, turn your DRS off. But anyway, he's not quick enough. We just need to find a way through. Maybe he'll try it on this lap, because he's got to get it done soon, because he is using touch now with NK Bourne.
The ice is available, and he's open.
Using it.
No issues.
Oh!
Late defense from Baza.
That's not on. That's too late. And hopefully no one hits OKK, and he might get away with that. Remember, no ghosting. Should be no safety car, but might well be quite the penalty for that, I wonder.
That was very late from Baza.
Luckily, OKK is still in the race, but as I say, when you have an accident like that in this track, that's a one-way ticket to being lapped.
But that's exactly what will happen, Owen, because those two leaders are coming down the hangar straight now, and of course the lane for this pit lane, OKK is going to be right down there with Waze and Cloud.
Kyle, by the way, Kyle has his gap over a second and a half now, so he's doing well. But now J-Luke's decided he's going to pit, and this could kick off all the strategy. An undercut around here really isn't going to be that powerful, though, is it? Because it's such a short lap. I mean, by the time J-Luke's getting out of the pits, Kyle would be entering them. But obviously at 2 starts, that's why they're pitting so early. You don't expect Enki or Mr. John until much later than this. But yeah, have a look at Kyle. Where's Kyle at right now?
He's about to lap Pete for the 2nd time.
He's used all his ARS on this stint, though. That could have him in some trouble. Yellow flags as well are out. Don't really know what for. But yeah, J-Luke just came out of the pitch just as Kyle entered him, as I said. So now we'll watch from J-Luke's point of view. And we'll see if he can get anywhere near Kyle.
Look at this. So KK's about to be lapped by 11th place Mr. John.
It does
That's
just
that's the damage that incident with Baza did.
It's incredible, isn't it? Risky leads the race now. And obviously Mr. John only has a 3-second advantage, but it is a 3-second
pits
advantage.
Again, Owen. Sorry to interrupt.
So
in the pits again.
There he goes from bad to worse, but the guys we'll be looking at here. Does Mr. John beat out Kyle? Because that puts him in the net race lead. He will lead this. Oh, hold on a minute. Yeah, sorry. I thought Jake was going to crash it there, but he didn't. But
He's no stranger to crashing.
Well, he isn't, yeah.
I had to throw that one in.
Now, what we'll see here is Mr. John, well, depending on how many laps he stays ahead of Kyle, could help J-Luke, but he's going to get by on the first try, is Kyle. That's a shame. Could have made it nice and close, that, but Mr. John, I guess he knows what fights are, you know, there to fight.
John also knows the pit stop to go. It's not worth battling Kyle. He is the faster driver. Just take the results you can. Take him away from your rivals. Or hold J-Luke up, which of course I'm a big advocate of. Again. J-Luke sliding through the exit of turn 1.
He's riding a very dangerous game. And look at the time he's lost behind Mr. John. He's
just to point out to you, Owen, John and Kyle are teammates. He's not going to hold J-Luke up.
Well, he can try, but again, it's not really very beneficial to him, is it?
Neither of them there.
But now what he's got to do, he's got he's got nearly 5 seconds to Riley behind. He just has to keep this going. I do feel a podium, if it all goes right for him here, it could be on the cards, but we'll see. Obviously, we've seen now last week the Jokers now work, so theoretically this should be fantastic, but we'll see. Dexter then leads the race briefly, and yes, West gets another penalty. He might be on for a disqualification soon. He's broken his front wing again as well. He's clearly showing that he really has not been on this game for much longer than 5 minutes, unfortunately. And now we've got Clyde there passing someone. Was that Mr. John? Who was that he was passing? Or was that the other one? Who is that? Hold on.
J-Luke, John and Riley all have 3 seconds worth of penalties, by the way. Kyle does not.
So that's Clyde unlapping himself from the race leader. That's what I thought it was, and it was indeed what was going on there. Bowser might go a little bit longer. This could sort of give us an indication for how long Mr. John intends on going on his medians, depending on how long Bowser goes on his. Obviously, Mr. John's only doing the 1 stop with Bowser doing 2, but still, will give us a nice indication. Still yet to see a single safety car yet in this race, so we've still got all 5 slots there available to be used. Hopefully none of the VSCs because they're really annoying. But oh, that's wide for Crazy Fan Rob. That'll be a position lost, surely, and it is lost. Will Camo Babo fancy passing as well? He might do so later on, but not at the very second in time. Will he have a go into the Bales chicane? Crazy Fan Rob goes defensive, but no way through.
Bowser, by the way, getting a couple of laps led in. He's only ever led 2 before in his career, but he's now up to 4 or 5 just through this race. Always good to have new race leaders, even if it's not for position.
Look at that. Camo Babo and Crazy Flying Rob. I don't think they can see each other, or could they? That was lag, and Camo Babo, they did hit. Camo Babo got some air then. I'm not sure that really happened, or if it just looked like it did, but he certainly spun off. He went on the inside of turn 1 as a risky move to take, and it hasn't worked out. Did Crazy Fan Rob get any damage? No. And I don't imagine Camo Baba would have got any damage. It was all at the rear that contact happened. And Kyle has now caught up to the race leader. I wonder who was ahead at the stage point, actually.
I think it's Kyle, lap 12.
Oh, okay, he's off again. What a miserable day. But here comes Kyle. Bowser defends hard. But right around the outside, Kyle's... Oh, there's nearly contact! There is contact! And Bowser goes around. No. Whose fault was that? I wonder if Bowser maybe just sort of stayed in there a bit too long.
I think Bowser just understeered naturally. Mr. John's going to get past him here.
Yeah, there he goes. So I was getting mixed up between those two. They've got very similar liveries.
Yeah, I was just confused myself.
Well, he's going back fast actually, is Bowser. Mr. John has a big red X. Big red X over his name. I wonder if he's having some issues there with his internet. Again, not a fight worth fighting right now, is it, for Mr. John? More yellows. I think there's been a collision this time. Is it OKK again, or is it
no, it's
Clyde?
Pete and MK Bourne.
Oh, interesting. So that's a fight for two people on different laps, then, isn't it?
Yeah.
Odd one. As Risky goes past Bowser, looks to try and go past Mr. John now as well. He has just got a penalty though. As Bowser does pit, yes. Will we see that move into turn 1? Looks it. In fact, he'll have it done before turn 1, but he'll still have a compromised line. Will Risky, and that's another corner cut. But he has got through. And Christopher Roberts decided to join. I didn't realise he'd left.
I didn't. Next stage point, by the way, is end of lap 25.
Ah, so the pits. For Pete's retirement there.
I'm not going to say it, but I am. No safety cars yet. A safety car now would almost put John right in the window for hards, and he would just go to the end. But of course, everybody else would pit.
Well, the pit windows look like people on the start if we're pitting for their one stop, but obviously that's not happening yet. And that tells you that Mr. John's pit window would be, what, 5 laps away? 5 to 10 laps for when he goes onto the softs, because they clearly expect this game they can go up to 30 laps. So actually, theoretically, he can go on this lap into the pits. But, yeah, we'll see.
Another OKK penalty, by the way.
I think that's the least of his problem, sadly, at this stage, isn't it? I don't know if he can get his laps. Now we can't, all the gaps have disappeared, so we'll have to wait a while to see his gap to the leader, but I reckon it's about 2 laps at this point, unfortunately. TC there's on the back of Jordan, trying to get himself up into P7. But no way through at the moment. Now we can see, OKK is 2 laps down, so the penalty really isn't going to matter too much to you, unfortunately, at the moment.
And this is one of those tracks where if a safety car does come out, you don't get those laps back.
No.
So he will just be at the back of the train, just looking, hoping for 4 or 5 drivers to retire, just to gain more than a single point.
Crazy fan Rob into the pits. Like I said, he didn't even realise he'd left, but he joined back and is now in the pits again, so
Rob's best finish in JACKOCAR is a 16th, which he got in Baku last season.
Well, right now he's 17th, soon to be 18th potentially, so he's going to have to go some to get ahead of that. But interesting when Connor Pedley went into the hards for some reason. Don't really know why he's done that, but I didn't think we'd see anyone on them. But we've got OKK on them too. Could easily do it again from here. Well, their choice, I guess. Right then, safety car could be useful right now, lads. If anyone wants to shake this out a little bit. MK Bourne, or sorry, Mr. John, I should say, holding his own right now, isn't he, at P5? I mean, he's on the same strategy as the rest of them now. They'll probably all be on the same combine tire as well. So as long as he sort of keeps this up at P5, and this is avoid a ghost barrier in the middle of nowhere. This could be on for his best day, I'd imagine. Maybe not his best result, but certainly his best day.
Best day since
I'd call this better if he can do it here, because the Singapore one was more just so he's lucky he didn't hit that wall. This one would be purely for the strategy, wouldn't it? If he can do it.
And of course, Mr. John Lee's still got to hold his own. He may well be one stop advantage over everybody else, but we've seen what the Joker has done to people before from last week.
Yeah.
So the fact he's still up there at fifth, pole position, fantastic drive.
Now past the halfway point of this race, it does fly by quickly, doesn't it?
Yep, Kyle with another 2 stage points.
Not that
stage
needs
1
them.
and stage 2. Nope. That's 28 for the season so far.
He's just showing off now, isn't he? Like,
oh yes.
you could probably start now and he'll be through to the final 5.
He's pretty much already guaranteed round 2 at worst.
Clyde trying to get by Yuri. Could have a chance into the Vale chicane. But doesn't get through. Very slidey, and that was really a collision as a result of it. But right around outside of Club goes Clyde. I don't think Yuri's going to be very happy with that one. No one show him that one back. Kyle looks pretty good at the minute, doesn't he, for the win as well. He's just so dominant. I don't know what they can do to stop him. As he gets some yellow flags, that's a white car this time. Don't know who that is. Is it Riley, the birthday boy? Brutal front wing and nearly collected as well by the last car corner.
Yeah, Mr. John's going to get him.
Mr. John will get him, yeah. Arnold also in hot pursuit. He's going to go for 2 and 1. And he should get it too. That's a P4. But what a shame for Riley. Oh man, he's going to end up a lap down as well. Mind you, when you get front wing down to this stage, you can probably unlight yourself when the rest pit, but still, not ideal. Not ideal. What a shame.
You can turn this one into strategy for sure, but like you say, not ideal. The pole sitter as well. Of course, breaking that duct of wins from pole.
Well,
Kyle did that last week, didn't he? After Jamie took pole.
We'll wait and see if he can do anything, but yeah, he's going to be lapped anyway, so he does look like he's dumb, sadly. There's that one, but still, he got his playoff points with the pole, didn't he? So anything goes his way in the next few races, it could still be nice for him. Alright, who's actually fighting out there? Because they've still got TC sorted there. I mean, they're all catching Mr. John now. But yeah, right now the track is sort of very calm for JACKOCAR standards. They're in a single safety car yet.
Yeah. We could do with one.
Yeah, wouldn't mind it too bad.
Look at Risky up there.
Oh, well,
there is a yellow flag. Oh, it's Risky. As soon as I said it, he spun off.
Oh dear. If he doesn't collect anyone on his way back on. Mr. John coming past. Will we see Jordan do the same thing that Arnold just done? 2 for 1. I think we will. Round here inside there, 3 wide. Oh, that's closer. Look at that. That's a collision. And no, front wing missing. Mr. Jones had to go to Narnia, but at least he wasn't into the side of Risky, and that was almost a Hacken Schumacher style fight there. Don't take any offence from that, but you can see where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
But sadly, there was a collision at the end of it.
Such a shame for Risky. Right as I was complimenting him for being up there on P3.
You've really gone and buggered him there, haven't you?
Yeah. That's what happens when you go on a 3-week holiday, I'm afraid.
I've got to point out, by the way, look at the leads that Kyle and Jelly have. It's mad. And they've left the rest of the grid for dust. It's incredible. They might lap the whole field. If you get any more shenanigans. TC got by Mr. John, by the way, and all that. Wasn't even Mr. John having to skate off to Narnia. There was
Mr. John pitting.
That's the line I've never seen before there for TC. Comes back on though, keeps his position, but he's lost a second and a half there, and Spencer will be on his tail. Now let's see where Mr. John ends up. He'll be on the sauce, remember. He should have clean air as well. well, I say clean air, there's actually a lot of cars that are on different laps to him, which that could actually be the problem there. Yeah, in the fight against Baza, clean air, but... or Clyde, I should say. Maybe. We'll see. Might be tight, that one, but he should be ahead. And it'd be nice clean ahead if he is, but he's not. I forget how slow his pit lane is, actually. Right, so he's behind Riley. That's where he is.
Of course, Riley was just behind him, wasn't he?
Well, actually, do you know...
with that wing damage before he pitted.
Riley is now the lead two-stopper. So he's done. And we know where Mr. John was. So actually, Riley might not be day over for him. He's making some grind up here now. And, well, he's making use of clean air now, having just got by Clyde. I think this isn't done for him yet.
Mr. John was quite badly affected by the incident with Risky and Jordan, though, don't forget. So he lost a lot of time through that.
Oh, Splinter's got by TC, and TC's into him nearly. Will he fancy his pit stop? Not yet.
He's always there, isn't he? Splinter, he's always up there.
Yeah, even with a horrendous qualifying session, he still finds his way up there. As Wes into the pits, changing front wing, he's left the session. What a miserable day.
12 top 10 finishes in a row for ILRT Splinter. Nobody else has done that.
There's a bit of front wing on this track that they're going to miss to hit that actually. A few penalties still being dished out. NK Borden there trying to get past Dexter for P8 and get it done. Into Stowe. Nicely done there. And Mr. John there has just got Ryan Son. I think it's just the way it's ghosted. Well, not ghosted, but car of non-existence. Because he's not here. And I think there's a few. The fact is, we're at the point now where most people are fighting lapped cars more than, you know, actual fights. It's just because they're all getting mixed in now. Only got a third of the race to go now, about. So, still waiting for it to really kick off, aren't we, with the leaders? They're just not really doing much. They've clearly got themselves in a position where they're happy to sit there. So, yeah. Safety car, please. I'll be nice. I don't know how I wouldn't be nice. I'm not a very nice person, but give us it. Risking the pits again. I guess he's putting the front wing again. So it's not going well for him.
He's averaged a point for every race he's entered, and he's got 2 points so far. I'll let you do the maths.
So in other words, he just finished races.
Yeah, 2 races, 2 points. And a 2-week holiday. That's what I'm blaming it on. Spencer up to 4.
J-League then is making the early pit stop again. And he's on the sauce this time. Could be maybe half a second to a second advantage, but still not really going to happen. Yellow flags. That's around where TC and that are, isn't it? Or who is it? Is it Risky? Might be Risky. Just going solely. Got excited for a second. Right then, Kyle. In the pits on his own. No one's going to jump him or slow him down. I mean, as long as he has a good pit stop, quick one, he should be all good.
I spoke to Kyle after last week's win. I said, how many more races are you going to win this season? He said none.
Liar.
But, yeah, definitely. We'll see where we are in 14, 15 laps time.
You're not Lewis Hamilton. You can't just lie. I'm not that good, honest. Oh, J. Luke. Got a penalty there in turn 1. Bit clumsy. Was pushing too hard, I guess.
I'll just run you through the penalties, because that's always interesting. Kyle, none.
Yeah.
Jordan, 3. Jamie, 9. Camo Babo, after the 4th, he had 6. MK Borner, 6. None for Arnold, none for good Jamie. 3 for TC, 3 for Dexter. Nine. Oh god, 9 for Riley.
9 penalties or 9 seconds?
9 seconds. Sorry. Yeah, I'm looking at TAS. Mr. John also with 9 seconds of penalties.
Yellows again in sector 2. It's a black car off. It's Clyde. Bit front wing damage. But it's all these instances, drivers going off on their own. It's rather than collisions. And that's why I'm not getting any safety cars out of any of these, because it's just guys crashing on their own, unfortunately. So they can't even, you know, get a safety car to bail them out. They make a mistake, then they're screwed, effectively. Now, Riley's up to what is currently, I guess, a net 4th. So yeah, the mistake didn't really actually cost him too much in the end. Maybe it cost him a podium. But, yeah, we'll see at the end. Has got 2 cars behind him, though, mind you.
Are you yawning, Owen?
So I'm very tired.
It's not this race, then.
Oh, no. Well, there you go.
Oh,
I hate you. I mean, not you, but, well, you know what I mean.
I understand.
So, that's a virtual safety car then. Jordan and NK Bourne could pit. I was going to say that TC was passing Riley, and he did, just before the VSC came out. Oh, we've lost the host.
That's Mr. John.
So, that could create a lot of problems in the lobby. Oh dear, that could be quite bad. Hopefully it doesn't cause any issues, but, oh, Baz has got a drive through. Riley nearly got one. I think TC nearly got one. But yeah, there was a third car in the background, but I just realised it wasn't a fight, it was a lap car. So Mr. John has now left the session, and that's basically ruined everything. Because that's going to potentially glitch the whole thing out. J-Luke has made a lot of time on Kyle in that. So that could be something worth watching.
9 seconds worth of penalties just to ruin it for you.
Oh well. Right then, all the times have disappeared now. Mr. John is in the pits now, his car, so yes, you can tell he's left. That's a shame, isn't it? He was on for the top 10.
Yeah, on merit.
Campbell gets past Jordan. Trying to get past back again, but it's not going to happen, I don't think, for Jordan. He did try pitting under VSC there. It saved him maybe half a second because it went straight in when he went in. Still, top 8, not too bad. Riley now in. He must have broken something. What's he in the pits for?
John reporting to me he's absolutely fuming. He says this game just literally disconnected. How explains that?
What?
There's a car off in sector 2.
Risky. Why is Riley pitted? It's a really weird one now. He had no sort of reason to pit, but he has. Blowing himself top 10 there. Unless there was some damage I didn't see. I did cut off to see what Risky was doing, but that's a shame. Because it was going quite well there actually, despite the incident.
Yeah. Only the top 9 remain on the lead lap.
That makes it nice and easy to work out where everyone is then. Fantastic. You've seen a lot of trains here, half of them are generally not on the same lap as the rest, which is going to be quite confusing. We saw Clyde got a penalty for ignoring the blue flags. Yellows again.
It's risky.
Yeah, he's just letting people through there. He's probably being more sensible there doing that, but hopefully no one hits him. He's spinning. Oh goodness. I'm tired as well.
That'll be a safety car.
I don't know if anyone's going to hit. Oh, they nearly did. I think that was Connor nearly hit him. Or who was that? Yeah, it was Connor.
Only purple car out there.
Come on, that's a safety car. Could have killed someone. Oh well. We have got a fight for the lead on track anyway. Ignore the penalties, they're irrelevant. Until they are relevant. Because these two are finishing 1-2 regardless of whether there's a collision or not, isn't it, really? I mean, even a collision where they lose half the front wing, they still have 25 seconds over the rest of the grid. That's nearly a lap. Maybe not nearly a lap, but it's still more than half a lap.
Just over half a lap. It's about 5/8 of a lap.
Kyle there getting stuck behind Dexter.
Dexter is now first car a lap down.
Indeed, yeah. They might lap MK Ball before the end of it, but that might well be the last lap. You know, they'll say actually to get there, they might have to lap Calvaro and the rest. They could lap quite a few more actually, depending on how this all pans out. But well, that's sort of ruining J-Luke's chances, isn't it? Dexter being there, because it gave Kyle DRS in the end, so that was fun. Bowser there, trying to get by, who is this? That's TC.
Yeah, TC.
Huh. Has TC got damage? Doesn't really make much sense as to why he's going so slowly.
He does. Front left end plate is gone.
Yeah, look at it. Can't get a good angle of it now, sadly, but I know you've got the information. Oh yeah, there's practically no front left end plate left. You might as well just pit now at this point, but I know it's sort of
now,
down if you do, down if you don't with that. As NK Boy gets by Camel Blabo.
I don't want to worry you, but when Splinter was overtaking TC there, he ran over that front wing damage that was left from, I think, Risky's car on the main straight.
There are better front wings still out there that could do punctures in for some of these guys.
Jordan's past TC now.
Side by side there, I think it's Camo Bello and Mr. John's car. Camo Bello able to get
MK Bourne around the outside of TC.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing really TC can do about that. He's just not got any grip or any downforce anymore.
But he'll lose more time pitting on a track like this. With the amount of laps remaining.
I guess, but what this does do, it creates a problem for these, leaders again when they come through, because they will. They're pretty much on the scene now. They're in the middle of all this pack. Let's see if you can see from Kyle's point of view. Yeah, there's Mr. John, but then there's a few cars ahead, all in that TC fight. So that could be a problem, because J-Luke is right on Kyle's tail. It's TC there, side by side with Camo Babo, and well, now TC's going to be super slow here. I'm getting flashbacks of Louis Delatraz in the charity race, and he got a puncture here, and Kyle's had to back it off. And J-Luke, I know the penalties are going to ruin it, but he's certainly giving it a good go now. TC, blocks it off a bit there. Nothing he could do, like I say, but Kyle gets away with that. I wonder if J-Luke would have just been better going for it into club. Yellow flags in the middle sector. There's a car off there. It's Baza out of the race. And Clyde as well! He's taking J-Luke with him. Safety car, and surely TC. For that. There's TC, there's 4 or 5 cars. And a 6th now getting involved. Safety car out. And this leaves us with a last lap showdown. You'd imagine it'll be on the last lap, it'll go in. So this does give us something to watch at the end, but J-Luke will be furious with that. And well, that's what happens in that massive train. I said that could trigger it all. And Kyle pits for some new tyres.
I think there was 2 separate incidents. There was Baza and somebody else, I'm not sure who. And then everything else just happened afterwards. It was J-Luke going into the back of Cloud, who'd already crashed, and then that TC hit him.
Safety car in this lap. In this lap. So where is it? What? Obviously we're on lap 59. It's on
Hanger Straight. It's in front of Arnold.
No, that is interesting because it's going in.
Kyle's in the pits.
Kyle is in the pits, yeah.
Arnold's going to overtake Kyle.
No, he's not, because what's going to happen there is that actually Kyle's got a free pit stop. Arnold's actually lost out there, big time. But there's nothing he could have done. But that's a really cruel one, Cody's. That's not at all. I don't like that one bit. I mean, he's lost like he's lost 12 seconds, but that could have went on for another lap, couldn't it? Closed it down a bit. I don't think anyone even got a chance to get behind the safety car in the first place.
Arnold was still 31 seconds behind when the safety car went in.
That's not really. That's not nice. I don't like that. A lot of angry people are in the chat now. Like I say, it was all the lapped cars, wasn't it, that were getting in each other's way with the leaders, etc. And that's what caused all of the collisions in there. Really messy situation, but with now, JD comes in the big loser in that one because he was in second place. And I say, regardless of a collision, he'd be finishing second, but he had a collision too big, unfortunately. But we have got a three-way fight now for third place, or sorry, for second, isn't it? With the 2 laps to go.
Three don't have penalties either. Jordan has 3 seconds.
So they did stack behind the safety car. They did get to close in a bit, so we did get some closing, but still really wasn't the way it was meant to be working under a safety car. I mean, clearing up 5 cars. DRS has been enabled on the second lap as well. That makes no sense either. I don't really understand any of that. What's going on there for Codemasters? They've kind of had a real mare there. That's a 5-car, crash that was cleared up in a minute. That's incredible, I've got to say. And well, we are on the final lap, so we shall go and see Kyle, who should get a. Well, no, he's not going to get the fastest lap. I thought he'd get a free fastest lap, putting all his tyres on, but he's 4/10 down. He couldn't save any of his ERS because obviously he didn't get to benefit at all from the safety car at all. But it doesn't really matter to him. He's going to come out the final corner. Kyle is going to win in Silverstone again. Taking the checkered flag, easy as you like. 12 seconds clear. Looks like no one's able to really fight away here in the fight for second. So Arnold will be quite lucky in getting that. Mind you,
Arnold won this charity race last season, don't forget.
Splinter
So
third, by the way. Splinter third. 14 and 12 places gained respectively for those two, so good job. Jordan 4th, NK Bourne 5th, Camo Bravo 6th. Dexter is the last one on the lead lap, I believe, so he will be 7th by default. Then it'll be Riley, Connor, and then Yuri will get P10, and he is the last person who's actually here. I believe he's going to finish, and so that means he can do some donuts. The only thing he's done right today, maybe, I guess. Well, he's kept it on the road, hasn't he?
Got a top 10 finish.
Got a top 10 finish by virtue of 10 people not being there at the end. You wouldn't have thought it was that atrocious, would you? But
that's his 5th top 10 in his JACKOCAR career.
Well, that sadly for I gotta say, as a slight disappointment at the end with that one. I was expecting a bit more from that from the game, but yeah, I don't think there's a single person in the chat as well, apart from maybe Kyle and the rest of the podium, who are happy with that one. I think you might have a lot of arguing to do with people who aren't happy.
Not my favourite time of the week.
So good luck with that. So we'll just confirm the results after the podium, after this horrendously long loading screen. I hate these loading screens, they take absolutely forever. Even Kyle must be sick of winning now.
That's 3 in a row, that's his 4th this season. The last person to do that was Pete last season.
Yeah, look how that ended for him. So
World champion.
You could almost send him his prize already. But still all in the balance. Obviously, you can win all the races you want here, but when you get into the playoffs, it can all go wrong for you. And where are we next week, Jacko?
I believe we are in France for the first time.
New track then.
Yeah.
Did you want to say it? But before we go, we shall, like I say, confirm the order for you all. If it will ever load, like I say, it really does take forever.
It's Kyle, Arnold, Splinter, Jordan, Aborn 5th, Camo, Dexter, Riley, Connor, and Yuri 10th, and John, J. Luke, Waves, TC, OKK, Cloud, Bazza, and then the game cut off.
Yeah, it did cut off. That's
luckily, I have those final few. After Bazza, it was Risky, Rob, and Pete who come home P20.
Right then. Well, cheers to watch, everybody. Hope you enjoyed that one. We'll be back for France, as we say, next week. Can anyone stop Kyle? That's the big question. Find out 7 PM next Thursday. Safe travels, everybody, and stay safe. Wear your masks, etc.